I'm Matt Bishar with NAREIT's REIT.com here in Reston, Virginia for the 2015 Leader in the Light Working Forum. Joining me is Tom Klaritch, Executive Vice President of Medical Office Properties with HCP. Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
It was great to be here, thanks.
Great. Now, when we spoke at this forum last year, you talked about the importance of continually improving a company's sustainability program and always setting new target goals as a way to maintain the momentum. What are some of the changes that you're making for 2015?
We began a number of initiatives in 2014. We've really been researching alternative sources of energy for probably 3 to 4 years now. Never found the right project for the right cost. We looked at wind, solar, both for electricity as well as hot water generation, geothermal, fuel cell technology. And I think really in solar, with a lot of the improvements that have come in efficiencies of the equipment as well as lower costs, coupled with incentives from providers, we were able to do our first solar project in one of our MOBs in California this year, in 14 actually. And we plan on expanding that project throughout 2015, probably 3 or 4 more projects it looks like, as we look at incentives both in California, Colorado, several other states.
So those, I know when we've talked to folks in the past, there's been that sort of impediment, the cost and the return on that. Are things starting to shift to make solar more palatable?
Yeah, I think this project, the one we did in 2014, we were able to get a payback of just over 6 years, 6.2 years, which we thought was acceptable. And we'll save about 20 to 25% of our electric consumption in that building. Some of the other areas we're looking at include real-time monitoring of buildings, so they call them smart building systems. We started the pilot project at 5 of our properties this year with that, and it's interesting. We had for the past 4 or 5 years, we've been doing retro commissioning in our properties to make sure they're running efficiently in the way that the systems were designed. And we're finding with this system that you can actually fine-tune those processes as well as change some of your operational practices in the building. For example, we had one of the buildings that was being piloted. We found that the systems were being turned on way too early in the morning, running too late at night, so we were able to adjust those immediately and see some savings from that.
And how important is it to be able to benchmark sustainability against peers in the medical office space?
Well, we think benchmarking is very important, both against your peers as well as across our portfolio. And the key is having a good database to do that. We've been using the Energy Star Portfolio Manager for that. It's probably the most complete system out there for benchmarking our properties, at least in our sector. One of the keys in benchmarking, though, is really the accuracy of the data, the statistical data. You can have a building like, for example, in an MOB, you might have a surgery center in the building. And normally in a surgery center, the tenant provides their utilities to that function of that space, whereas the landlord provides the utilities to the rest of the building. And if you don't accurately adjust the square footage amounts, you get bad data. So it's really key that you have the right statistics in place and they match the utilization in the building.
Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Great, you're welcome.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.